Hey there. I want to talk really quickly. So, ever since that video of Diddy and Cassie came out of him kicking her and stuff, I always felt something odd about that video. One lady, I don't want to call her name because I don't think she wants her name to be called, but she actually talked about it when the video, when it kind of first came out, and she said that looked like a green screen because she works in entertainment. She works in the entertainment industry. She said that looks like a green screen. Somebody else said something about that before I heard her say it. Somebody else said something else. Now, when watching that video, it has a lot of glitches. That video has a lot of glitches. That's what somebody said. They said it has a lot of glitches. The video seems to be glitching too much. And I'm not interested in making it. I'm at the point where I'm not going to keep trying to make excuses when maybe this and maybe that, or maybe the tape was old, and maybe all these different reasons to give it. I'm kind of done with the maybes. It's either the truth or not the truth. Maybes is just, trying to throw logic in it or whatever. It's either the truth or a lie. And that's the same thing with giving people the benefit of the doubt. It's either a truth or a lie. Somebody's either out to hurt you or they're not out to hurt you. Giving somebody the benefit of the doubt can give them room to unalive you. But that's to the left. That part right there has nothing to do with this video being a fake. Now, it's not to say, here's my point in saying this. This is not to clear Diddy of anything. So I want to get to that before we get to 2 minutes in. This is not to clear Diddy of anything that he has done. And this is not to say that Cassie does not deserve to, she doesn't deserve to tell her story. And it's not to say that she doesn't deserve to get what belongs to her for all of the pain that she might have suffered. According to her, because I wasn't there, according to her. So I want to clear that out right now before anybody get in their feelings about, no, I'm not saying that Cassie doesn't deserve to get her justice. And this is not to clear Diddy of any wrongdoing. The point I'm making is, what is the reason? See, now it's time to get past, but Diddy still hurt people. No, let's get past that. I'm trying to get to the point of even putting out a false video. See, I'm trying to get to the point of it all. Well, it's to prove, when I talk like that, then I'm basically saying what people might say, right? When I start talking like that. Well, it's to prove that Cassie that she was really abused. But how are you proving that with a fake video? Because if you found out the video was fake, then how is it to prove? Because I feel like the truth is going to eventually come out. I feel like it's time for the spirit to start taking over. The truth is going to start taking over. And you're going to find out that whole video was a fake. And it's not going to be, but she was still abused. But what was the point of putting out a fake video? And here's what I'm going to get to with that. I don't know the desperation that's going on with some of these people. The elite, I guess what people want to call it, the elites in this particular type of the cycle that's ending, that has already ended. I don't know what the agenda is with them. But for some reason, they need to keep people's attention. But it's not just, I don't feel like it's just about keeping people's attention. I don't feel like it's about harvesting energy. Now, I do feel like this whole thing that's going on with Diddy is about harvesting energy. I notice all this stuff with black men keep happening around the time where they trying to kick some extra stuff out. They did it with Kobe Bryant. Who else? I think they did it with Jamie Foxx. I forgot what they might have kicked out, but something happened around the time where they wanted to do this mess with Jamie Foxx. They definitely did it with George Floyd. If you don't realize by now this is a simulation, I know it to be a virtual reality. my mind's eye, I say my subconscious told me that that whole thing was George Floyd was an edit into our program, specifically my program, because I know I know that I'm in a virtual reality. That whole George Floyd thing was an edit into my program. It was not an original part of my program. The thing with George Floyd that happened in 2020 was not an original part of my program. And I saw my subconscious told me that that whole thing was an edit into my program. Okay, but oh yeah, and I want to address this before I get back to it. Yeah, I'm just not reading the comments from when I talked about me being in the afterlife. Now, when I say the afterlife, I'm talking about the afterlife as far as the simulation goes. Because the real me, I'm starting to realize more and more things. You know, I still have more getting to the truth to find out. So I thought that I actually died in the real world, but I actually died in a simulation that was in a higher frequency. So I was in a part of the simulation that I was in a higher frequency, and I came here to the after what you would call the afterlife in a simulation. Like this is the afterlife, like, mm-mm. But let me check. Hold on a second. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure some things out because I'm aware that I'm in a pod too. I've seen myself in a pod. I've seen the water, like I see like my head. I've seen my head raised above the water. I see this screen that I'm looking at. I see like the room is like lights and stuff, like it's a big room, and I'm seeing the lights. So I know I'm in a pod. So, but I don't know if myself dying. I know I died when I was in a higher frequency and a higher dimension before we came to the like what you I guess you would call 3D. Um, but I don't know if that is something that took place before I got into the pod or after I got into the pod. So I have to still figure out this stuff that's going on with that part. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really trying to get sucked into the stuff that goes on in this simulation because I do realize that it's not actually happening. So even though our attention is in this particular simulation, our attention seems to be here. It's not. It's something that's actually not even happening. It's a lot of programs running. It's something that's not actually even happening, even though people take it seriously. And so a lot of my attention have been what's actually going on, what actually happened in the real world, what's going on, and how do I get back there? Instead of continuing to, I don't want to like strive and have all these goals unless it's something that I'm meant to do in order to wake up out the pod. I'm not interested in any more goals in a false world. It's all going to be fake. And so when I wake up, I'm going to realize none of it ever meant anything. And so now I want to get to the bottom of what was my main goal of even getting in that pod in the first place. That's what I'm getting to. Like, what am I supposed to accomplish getting in this pod? And that's what I want to focus on. I don't want any more goals for something that's not even going to matter, that doesn't even mean anything. It's not even real. Right? Um, and the reason I'm saying it because I got a couple of messages, some people left a couple of comments, and I'm just now getting back to looking at it. The comments, and somebody said they emailed me about 3 times, and so I'm gonna get to that. I'm not good at checking my emails. I don't really check my emails. Because most of it is going to be kind of like junk. I don't check my emails on a regular like that, you know. But anyway, let's see. Hold on a second. Let me check something out. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm still figuring it out, but I think the pod is me dying, and it was a part of the simulation after I got into the pod. And so as I slowly started to continue to come down in frequency, I think it has a lot to do with the shadow and trauma. Sometimes when you have a lot of traumas, even when you're in a higher frequency and a higher dimension, when you have like traumas and stuff going on with the shadow, you eventually come down to a world like this, which is actually called hell. So this is, for me, I would call it, this part of the simulation I would probably call hell. Um, and like I say, in that part of the world, when I was in a higher type of dimension or whatever, there was no night, like it wasn't nighttime. It didn't get dark like it does now. It didn't get dark. How it would look when the sun sets, you know how it look when the sun sets outside, and a little bit past when the sun sets. So when the sun starts to set, you see how the sky look kind of reddish. And a little bit after that, like consider maybe about 20 to 30 minutes after that, well, it's still daylight. That's as dark as that is how as dark as it would get in that world. It didn't get like black, like outside, like black. It didn't get like that. Okay? And there certainly was no moon. Okay? That's why I don't like the moon, because I don't believe there were any moons. But anyway, getting back to this video, I don't have much to say about it. I said I had a video saying that I saw a vision of Cassie wearing a top hat. Lets me know that she's a magician too. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because I don't really have any judgments on it. I just saw what I saw. And see, when it comes to this whole situation, she is a magician. She's playing a magician in all of this as well. I would say that I hate so many people are just going for the okie doke. I know people, that video is bad. I know it to be. I just feel like it's, I feel like it's fake. I mean, at the point I'm in my knowing that video is fake. But had it been real, that it still would have been pretty awful what he did. But I have this question to ask. I always have this question to ask. Had it been little Kim that he was kicking around like that, or had it been Foxy Brown, and you know what I'm getting? Had it been a dark-skinned woman, or just a brown-skinned woman, just somebody who just looks like they are a so-called black woman, would they have gotten that kind of sympathy? Would they have called Diddy a monster for kicking around a dark-skinned woman the way people saw him kicking around Cassie? It's not to say that it wasn't messed up that he was seen in this video that I'm going to call fake at this point, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure he probably laid hands on her. Well, then again, I'm not going to say I'm sure that he did it. I'm not going to say I'm sure that he laid hands on her. That's what she said he did. And if that's what she said he did, that's her story, right? So I'm not going to say it's right either way, even if that video is fake. I'm not going to say it's right either way that he put his hands on her or anybody else. What I am saying that video, let's say that video was real. Had that been a dark-skinned woman who was a woman that he was kicking around like that, would he have been a monster that he is portrayed? A lot of people say, oh, that video did it for me. And you know what gets me? A lot of celebrities come out talking about, oh, that video. Male celebrities that's in the hip-hop industry want to come out saying, oh, that video just did it for me with Diddy. I was over Diddy when I saw that video. This is men that say this. Like, come on, you've been in the industry. You mean to tell me you have not seen a woman get abused with your own eyes? What are you, like, I don't believe what I'm hearing with these people, especially when you're in the industry. You know, when you're in the industry and you've been there for a number of years, you've seen some abuse happen. Like, come on. But I'm hearing these celebrities say, "Oh, when I saw this video of him beating on Cassie, I was just over him. I was done with him." No, you weren't, because you were at his parties. You saw how he get down. You saw how he got down, and you were not over him then. But you want to go with the public. You want to. Who's this guy to say to get along, get along game? Who's his? Well, he played for the Washington Wizards. What's his name? Kwame Brown. To the go along, get along game. Anyway, it's like y'all lies. Y'all feel, and you know what? Also, even people who are not celebrities that want to talk about, oh, it's so wrong what he did to Cassie. What about, was it wrong what your uncle did to your sister? Was that wrong? Or was it wrong with you, because little boys get molested too? Was it wrong, or raped, or whatever? Was it wrong what your uncle or your brother did to your sister or your cousin or your brother? Was it wrong then? Was it wrong when you grew up in the hood and you saw girls get gang raped? Was it wrong then? Was it wrong when you went to schools and you saw girls get raped? Was it wrong then? Was it wrong at these colleges, a lot of these colleges, that a lot of women get raped, and then you have these colleges that want to cover up the crimes? Is that wrong too? Or we want to just feel sorry for Cassie? See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't have anything against her story. So I want to make it clear, I don't have anything against her story, and I don't have anything against her getting justice. And whatever money she got from him, she deserves every penny. For me, if she really went through that, I feel like she, maybe she deserves every penny of what she got. But I'm at the point of feeling like, yeah, Cassie might be a part of all of this. Not that she don't deserve everything that she got, but I also feel like she's a part of this whole thing going on with the media. It's unfortunate that maybe a lot of people are not able to see that, and when they finally see it, they want to, it's like it's something that's bad. Like, you're supposed to feel guilty when you see the truth. I'm over feeling guilty for seeing the truth, because I'm at the point that I agree with depopulation. I agree with depopulation. The fact that you can't put out this kind of truth without being stoned, and I'm talking about publicly, like stoned, as like canceled type of stuff. People want to turn against you. I'm at the point of, I'm agreeing with depopulation, because I'm a little tired of people. For some people who might be able to see the truth for what it is, it got to be turned into something that we're being negative, just because we see the truth. And I'm a little tired of that. And I'm at the point of, I'm for depopulation. For people who don't want to see the truth, I'm like, maybe it needs to be a depopulation, because it's getting to a point where we're going to have to start making some sound decisions. And we can't go with this. I'm at the point of not really respecting humanity of people, because it's time to start making some serious decisions when it comes to what's going on in this world. And people are hating the truth to the point where I think they need to be gone. They need to go. I'm sick of this. Like, everybody, just because you have some people who see things for what it is, does not mean that they are against somebody. I'm not against Cassie at all. I don't know that lady. I never met her. Truth be told, I ain't against Diddy, because I don't know him either. Oh yeah, I'm against what some of the things that people said he did. Well, but yeah, I'm against what my father did too, though. I'm against that when nobody else wanted to have my back. I'm against that too, right? Like, why aren't people against the stuff that they know that's going on, that they are aware of in their own family? Why aren't they against that? Okay? Yeah, but no, I don't have anything else to say about that. I'm done with it. I just have to just make it clear that I'm not for Diddy. I'm not taking up for Diddy, and I'm not against Cassie, and I'm not trying to minimize her pain. I'm sure she went through a lot. Only thing I'm saying is that video, I just believe it's a fake, and what is the point? To make what she went through more believable? To me, it didn't even take that video for me to see that she went through a lot. For me, it doesn't even take that video. But once it comes out that that video is all fake, then are people going to like turn their back on her? What's going to happen? If it ever comes out that the video is fake, but I'm going to say that it is going to come out that the video is fake because I'm over the lies. I'm over the lies. And you got to realize that who you think is in charge, as far as the media, they're not going to be the ones that's always in charge. See, it's going to come a time where what people call Jesus Christ consciousness is going to come in. And those who are in more alignment with the truth, they're going to go along with the Christ consciousness. The people who want to keep with these lies, they're going to go further and further down to further hells. You just go further down to further hells, because this is the stuff that certain people like to enjoy, and when the truth comes around, it kind of hurts their feelings. So it's like, if you love lies, you're going to go on with that side. If you love it, if you align it with the truth, it might not feel good, but if the truth is the truth, just because it don't feel good, you need to know it. Sometimes the truth don't feel good to me, but it needs to be known. The truth needs to be known at this point. It's time to stop wanting to hold on to lies just because it's more comfortable. Because what's happening is that you're never free. It's the truth that sets you free. Eventually, holding on to lies just keeps you captive. It keeps you in a prison. Nobody else is powerful enough to keep you in the prison. It's holding on to lies, to me, is what keeps you in the prison. And at this point, I'm all for it. It's going to be a depopulation because the truth is about to come in. The truth is about to take over. And the people who are more in alignment with the truth, they're going to go into higher timelines. The people that want to go into these, hold on to these lies just because they're invested in, they're on some certain people's sides and they just don't like the truth. It hurts their feelings. Even though they don't know any of these people, none of you have met Cassie. Not none. Many of you probably have never met Cassie. Many of you probably have never met Diddy. I'm not sure. I'm sure that he's not a nice guy. But I'm gonna tell you something. You better learn to stop judging folks, even if they've done the most horrible things. Even if they've done the most horrible things, you better be careful with casting judgment. You really better be careful of casting judgment. Now, I know this is not going to be something that you want to hear. Let he or she who is without sin cast the first stone. Now, I know people don't want to hear that part, and that's why a lot of people are going to be taken into lower timelines. Because when it comes to really getting enlightenment, and I know I'm not fully there with complete enlightenment, or else I wouldn't even be here. I would be fully awakened out of my pod, I believe. But when it comes to getting enlightenment, some things just seem like it's not fair. And we got to get past our egos when it comes to that. People need to be careful wanting to judge Diddy, because people casting so much judgment on Diddy could be absolving him of a lot of things that he's done. Like I said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I'm not saying that you can say, oh man, that's messed up. That's so messed up what he did. Yeah, you're going to have a reaction at first. You're going to have a reaction when something crazy is happening. You're going to have a reaction to it. But I'm saying to dwell on it constantly in judgment, for me, I almost feel for that person that keeps doing that. I'm feeling like you heading into a world of trouble. You putting a lot out into those ethers because you're a flawed person. And you can say, well, I ain't flawed like that. Well, have you seen yourself in every timeline there is of you? Have you seen every version of yourself? How do you know? This is a version of Diddy that we see, and I don't even believe this is the real Diddy. I believe this is some other entity. I believe the real Diddy was going to, his name is Puff Daddy. Let's call him Puff Daddy. His name was Puff Daddy. I believe when he was Puff Daddy, that's when he was gone out of that person. The actual consciousness, that real person that was Puff Daddy, I believe he was gone a while ago. Diddy, I feel like it's a different entity that has possessed, I don't bodies are a host, unless we are full of, I don't know if you want to call it the Holy Spirit, unless we're full of who we really are, something else is going to take over it. And for me, when people make deals in these industries, they agree to, for something else to, they agree to be a host for something else to take over their body. And so whatever this person, this Diddy is to me is a different entity from Puff Daddy. Okay? And so you got to be careful really casting judgment when you don't have you don't have a full understanding of what it really is. Okay? But no, like I said, it ain't even with Jay-Z. Oh, it's not saying that he ain't never did no terrible stuff. See, that's the thing. When you find out what these people do, there's going to be a reaction to it. I get that. But at the same time, to let so much time go by and people are still dwelling and casting judgment and dwelling, I feel like some of those people are going to dig a deeper hole for themselves. Okay? And it's not the same. Let me tell you something. Now, if somebody is into celebrity gossip, it's not necessarily the same as casting judgment, because most people who have pages that's celebrity gossip, they get paid for it, right? They get paid. It's not the same thing as judging somebody in your heart. Like judging somebody in your heart, that's like, for me, it's a heart thing. It's not the same as celebrity gossip. But there is still, like, you're still putting things into the ethers, even when it comes to celebrity gossip. You're still putting things into the ethers, and I feel like it has its own repercussions. But it's not the same for me as judging somebody, right? It could be. Some people might see it as the same thing, you know. It could be. But anyway, that's all. So I'm in this, like, I'm about to end this, but like I say, I feel like, I'm not going to say I feel like this anymore. I'm at the point of knowing that video of Diddy beating Cassie, that video at that hotel, I'm at the point of, in my knowing that video is fake. And even though most of us know that Diddy have most likely put hands and feet on Cassie, even though we might not see it on the video, what was the point of putting out a fake video to get the public involved? What would be the point of putting out a fake video? Orlando Brown kind of alluded to, I think it's his last, either the second to his last or his last interview on Real Life Productions. I do believe Orlando Brown alluded to the fact that video was a fake. But anyway, that's it, and I will talk later.